Greetings, Shining Bulls and Shining Bears, and welcome to this, the 88th episode of the Crypto Astrology Podcast. Remember to check the disclaimer in the details section, or wherever that is in the shorts. And remember to get on shiningbull.com. On shiningbull.com, I have not been putting new news articles for a while about new current events because my focus on a daily basis has been on making something that will make Shining Bull more sustainable for all of us and more useful for you as well. However, on shiningbull.com there is a huge amount of information about the future yet to come, because in the news articles I make future predictions. So just searching about the topics of your interest, you will still be able to find future predictions that can be very valuable. So please definitely give Shining Bull a look. Now I'm going to tell you about this week. This week I do see that starting on Monday, there's a downward correction for Bitcoin and Ether. And that's because of Venus traveling at the same degree of Devguru, which will typically create such a situation, because it's like they're both benefic, but they want two different things, typically, not like always. So that's what I see for this week. So again, this week I do see a downward correction. It's just a correction, so we have seen that Bitcoin has already made another all-time high, and as I mentioned in October, so this month, not this week, but this month, I do see another important upward thrust begin for Bitcoin, and Ether will also have an upward movement. But again, this week I do see a downward correction, and I will just look at my price charts. I do see also that those support lines that I've been mentioning look quite important still. So I really will be very astounded if Bitcoin were to drop below 888,000. I mean, I'm not saying it will even drop anywhere close to there, but that's still a very strong line. And so again, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is going to drop to that line. I'm saying that that's a very strong line I'll be astonished and astounded if Bitcoin were to drop below that line. Does it mean Bitcoin is going to drop to that line? No, it doesn't mean that. Next, for Ether, the very strong line is still there at around like 4,076. Okay. I will give you a little bit of a little bit more information here. Is that I did look, and Fed is actually near the end of October, and okay, so I do see that that the Fed meeting itself can be a type of sell the news event. That's further along, but the upswing that I see happens begins well before that in October. So that makes me, based on some other things, that makes me feel that this Fed near the end of October can be like a sell the news type of Fed. But I also see that something interesting can happen this month, where I suppose the Fed, the climate that the Fed is setting, creates a situation where gold starts an important correction. while Bitcoin doesn't seem to be doing that. So even the sell the news might not affect, or actually I don't see it affecting Bitcoin as much as even gold, or I'm not sure if gold correcting and Bitcoin not correcting. This is way later in October, but I'm not sure if that's related to Fed. I mean, so I just thought I would just tell you a little bit about that. So that's farther up ahead. But anyway, I hope that you all have a nice week. Dave Guru is preparing to make his first foray into the sign of Cancer, which is the fourth sign of the zodiac. It's not happening right now, but it's getting ready to happen. So Dave Guru is a very gaseous planet. He is very expansive. So what I've noticed is that when he is shifting signs, people will be experiencing this in different ways. And so you should be very aware during this time to properly safeguard your own energy, your own energetic system, and realize that most people, even if they're not aware of it, because most people are not so aware, but generally when he moves signs, it affects people quite a lot. And so you should just keep that in mind, that basically everybody will be has their own stuff going on, basically. And the other thing that I don't typically talk about personal life, I may not actually, but the other thing about this Guru transit is it's happening in a very important place, which is related to a long time ago when the COVID climate set in 2017. And so this is also why most people, maybe I shouldn't say most people, but many people will be dealing with quite big scenarios, because it's like what happened is that in 2017 in April, I think, Rahu entered backwards as always into Gemini, and then very much more importantly, Shani and Ketu crossed each other in across from there. And at that moment, Dev Guru was entering into Sagittarius, which is opposite Gemini. And this, as I have the book that I never have still put out for you all, that is much more general in nature. I hope to do it. That book called 11, which if you've been following me for a long time, you will have heard me talk about that for like since 2017. So as I don't know if I've told you about this in video, but basically that was actually the catalyst for COVID. But COVID is only one manifestation of what was actually happening at that moment. Other things were 5G coming in Brazil, the Bolsonaro taking certain measures that reduced the rainforest by a lot. So all of these things happened around the same time. And in people's personal life, depending on the person, I'm sure there's lots of people who were totally fine. I don't think that there's many, though, considering how much COVID itself impacted all of us. So basically, at that moment, many people, especially if the person had planets that were activated by this, or for other reasons based on that person's natal chart, many people were set on a certain path. And And now what's happening is Guru is crossing over where this all began, in terms of where Rahu was crossing in the other way when this began. And these two planets, Rahu isn't a planet, he's a half, he is only half divine. But Jupiter and Rahu have a special relationship. So what this is doing is that it's going to be creating a lot of awareness, realization about basically, for a lot of people, the last, how long has it been? I don't even know. Since 2017, I guess. Now we're in 2025. So the last 8 years, let's say. Okay. So basically, all of this is just to say, I'm hoping that you have a nice week. Many people will be dealing with very big things in their life right now. And you should definitely be very aware and safeguard your own energy, because because again, this is the gas giant. This is the you just take care of yourself, and that's all I have to say. I hope you have a nice week. Where Guru is going is the 4th sign, and the 4th sign is the northern direction, and the 4th sign is the mother, the 4th sign is the heart, the 4th sign is the stability, the 4th sign is the homeland, the 4th sign is the house, the 4th sign is the fixed luxury assets, including the house, the car, maybe works of art and such. And the sign of Cancer is a sign of flowing water. That's all I have to say, and wishing you a very nice week. Thank you.